Your voice, your choice, your radio.
Radio Cayman's Information Hour.
If you see news happening,
Contact our newsroom, 949-7799. Radio Cayman News, the ultimate in news and information.
The 6 p.m. News Hour is brought to you by Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network.
From district to district, moving through the waters to Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Your station, your voice. All things Cayman. One radio, many people. This is home.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman
Sponsored by
Islands.
Pizza Boat. Now open in Queens Court on West Bay Road. Pick up or delivery. Call 949,000 or order online at www.pizzaboat.ky.
Sports Extra on a Tuesday, keeping you informed.
We have 10 teams this season. Nice.
Sports Extra Cayman Islands.
A young team full of talent, full of desire to do good things.
We've had some success with the outdoor league being restarted.
Good evening and welcome to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dionne Anglin, and a wonderful show we have here for you tonight. We have, I know you've heard it, Clash in Cayman is coming up this Friday, and we have some wonderful guests in the studio. And I will introduce Mr. Mark Willard, who is very well known to the boxing community here in the Cayman Islands and many other sports. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, all right. But I'll have you guys, the boxers themselves, I'll have them introduce themselves. So we're going to start to my right.
It's Jaden Eccleston here.
Mm-hmm. Jaden Eccleston.
Also called the Mad Slug.
The Mad Slug?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it in action.
Thank you. I'm Katie Healy from Wolverhampton, the UK, and I've recently been given a new nickname from the fans, so it is now Katie Hellcat Healy.
All right, nice. All right, Hellcat.
I'm Matt Windle. I'm the light flyweight Commonwealth champion from Birmingham, and I am known as either the Poet with Punch, because I do poetry for a day job, or the Mat Man.
Okay, cool. I love it. Love it. I can't wait to see you guys in action. Welcome to the Cayman Islands. And I hope you're loving it so far. We did chat about it just a little bit before. Yeah. All right. We're going to get more into it soon. In the next segment, we will be chatting with the Cayman Islands basketball 3x3 teams. We have Samuel Agaro, Quay General, along with Chloe Powery Doxy and Vinay Cornwall. They recently took part in the FIBA AmeriCup 3x3 basketball tournament in Puerto Rico last week. So we're going to hear from them as well. So big things are happening in the Cayman Islands sporting-wise, and we can't wait to hear all about it. All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Sports Extra after a word from our sponsor, Pizza Boat.
Which means it's Pizza Boat season. Aren't you tired of the same boring pizza? It's time to party. All aboard the Pizza Boat. Birthday parties, holiday functions, office luncheons, game nights. Whatever your occasion, bring the fun with Pizza Boat, a Cayman twist to pizza. Bringing fusion ingredients from all over the globe to give you locally inspired fresh pizzas. All day, every day. What's more, now you can enjoy a boat-shaped pizza with toppings of your choice. It's Pizza Boat. Pizza Boat in Queens Court on West Bay Road. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Fridays until 3 a.m. Pickup or delivery 949-0000 or get it online at www.pizzaboat.ky. Pizza Boat. Experience the ultimate pizza voyage.
Discover your dream home with Cayman National's Home Loan. Get up to 95% financing, repayment up to 40 years, and just a 0.5% commitment fee. Your interest rate? Depending on your risk factors, it'll be fixed or variable. Plus, you get a pre-approved credit card. This is a limited time offer. Dial 949-8300 or email lending@caymanational.com today.
Alrighty, welcome back to Sports Extra, and thank you so much for the guests that are here tonight. And we're here to talk about something very special that's happening in the Cayman Islands this Friday at the Lion Center, and that's Clash in Cayman, a huge boxing event, one of its kind, I would say, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't had a professional boxing event here for way over 10 years. So this is special.
Yeah, the last time I think. I was going to say when Manny Pacquiao was here. I think he was here in 2017, but then we didn't have any pro cards or anything.
No, that was amateurs and
right.
White
but then
collar.
in 2008, we had Andre Ward.
Yes, so that might be the last time.
That would be the last time when Tommy Hitman the Hearns was here with his son as well. So that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
Absolutely.
All right, but we have other pros here with us tonight, right? Okay, awesome. So, but before I get to you guys, let me grill Mark for a minute to tell us about this big production.
I mean it's a huge show, and we've got obviously Matt Windle, who's here with us here, who's the reigning and defending Commonwealth light flyweight champion. Again, I don't think we've ever hosted a Commonwealth title fight here in the Cayman Islands. So it's heading for a sellout. Tickets are still available on ticketsplus.ky and or in person at Animal House or Smoothie King.
Okay.
But tickets are really going. It's going to be a full house.
And how much are tickets?
We've got 3 levels of general admission, starting at $50,
okay,
60, and then 75. There's 3 different tiers, and there's a handful of VIP tables left.
Okay.
So not many.
All right. And apart from these 3 here, who are the other fighters, or how many fighters, international ones and local ones, that will be that are on the card, I should say?
So we've got we kick off with 3 amateur fights. We've got Jaden to my left. Jaden is fighting a guy from the Bahamas.
Okay.
And then we've got Alec Lopez and Gino Brown fighting Jamari Fraser, and his name escapes me. From the two youngsters from Jamaica.
Okay.
So that's the start, and then we've then got 7 professional fights.
Okay.
Guys from the Philippines, the US, Canada, UK, all over the world.
Speaking of the Philippines, they've been hitting me up on Facebook all week. I think it's Jason Vincent of the Philippines. He's bringing on Michael. Is it Desmarinez?
Yes.
Desmarinez, yeah. Along with Arthur Villanueva.
Yes.
Yeah, they're all coming. They'll be here for the fight. They arrive tomorrow, and I told them, okay, I'll big you guys up on the show. So I know they're listening. So good night to you, and all the best when you get here. And now that, Mark, after putting on a show of this caliber, what exactly are you expecting to achieve from this?
Well, it's planned to do this as an annual event.
Nice.
And the proceeds from the event will benefit the Cayman Islands Boxing Association. So Eugene's, Alex, and Jaden should benefit and be able to travel with the funds that we raise at the event. And then a big amateur event is then planned every year as well. So we're hoping May time we'll have an announcement come up for a big all amateur show in April.
Okay, awesome. Apart, have you seen anyone in the Cayman Islands with the potential to achieve like a world ranking, male or female?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I see Alec Lopez.
Yourself and Alec?
Well, but me, I'm currently representing Jamaica, right?
Okay.
But I still have Cayman right on my heart. This is where I live. This is where I train. But we have other guys in the gym. We have Alec Lopez, Alec the Fearless Lopez.
Right. Yes, I've seen him in action.
Yeah, and he's gonna put on a show on Friday. So we have him. We have many other boxers in the gym. We have Isaiah Hurlston.
Okay.
the brother of Christopher Holston, who is currently in England fighting. And
you wanted to say something?
In Derby.
Yeah.
He's the heavyweight, isn't he?
Yeah, heavyweight.
All right. And what club are you with, Jaden?
Performance Lab.
Performance lap. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. How many category? What's the category? What category are you fighting in, I should say?
I'm fighting at light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight. Yeah. Awesome. And how many rounds will there be for this event?
3.
3 for amateur.
Yeah.
And what about the pros?
It's varying. We've got there's some 4-round fights, various different numbers of rounds, but obviously Matt's is a championship fight, so 12 rounds.
3-minute rounds,
12 3-minute
36 minutes of getting punched in his little head.
Yeah. You know what? I love how you started. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Matt.
And so I'm very fortunate. I get to do what I love for a living in a multifaceted lifestyle. So I go into schools. I teach young people both nationally and internationally. Okay. So I go into international schools throughout the world, as well as more regional and national schools in the UK. Teach young people to write poetry, break stereotypes, pursue their passions. And then I go to the gym at 4:00 and get punched in the face some more after my morning.
How's that working out for you?
I'm Commonwealth champion. It's going
okay. Pretty good.
I've overachieved whatever I thought I was going to be able to do. So that's good. But I also work within the justice sector in the UK as well.
Awesome.
I mentor ex-offenders upon their release from prison.
Yes.
And just trying to help give them a bit of a routine, some confidence again, and get them into the gym. And it's all kind of the
good.
Health, well-being aspect that they do with me. So the people that work in the office there, I'm kind of the PE teacher, if you like, of the office.
So who are you going up against this Friday?
I'm fighting the 2-weight English champion, Craig Derbyshire. So he's been the super flyweight and bantamweight English champion.
Okay.
And he's drew for the flyweight British title. And now he's moving down another weight division to the light flyweight division, my division, because I think he thinks I'm the easy pass for a belt.
But you were saying it looks so deceiving, right?
I'm not an easy pass for anybody.
No.
Whether win, lose, or whatever, I'm not an easy pass for anybody. I give as good as I get, absolutely.
So you've done your homework on your opponent.
Yeah, me and Craig, I think we mirror each other quite well. It has the potential, this fight, to be like we shadow boxing in the mirror, because we fight very similar. We're both shorter, aggressive, come forward, and we like to give good action for the supporters. So for the people that do come out and just think this is something a bit different. I'm not into boxing perhaps, but this is something a bit different. Let's make a night of it. Let's have a few drinks. Let's just enjoy the whole occasion. We will definitely put on a show that is going to be value for money. Absolutely.
Awesome. I like it. I like what I'm hearing. And Katie, what about you? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, where do I start? So, as mentioned, I'm from the UK in Wolverhampton, and alongside professional boxing, I work full-time for a global company called Goodyear, and I'm the recruiter for the UK and Ireland. So pretty similar to Matt, really. It's kind of a long day at work, and then as soon as that's finished, it's in the gym for the rest of the day.
What's that like? You are professionals, and having to work on top of that, and coming home after work and getting ready to go into the gym. What's that like? It must be tedious, because our athletes go through something very similar here.
Yeah, it is difficult. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think it's a matter of balance, and it's finding what works for you and what routine works well for you. Right. So for me, it's actually worked very well so far within my career, because I like to be busy, and I like to have structure to what I do. And I think with the professional side of boxing as well, it works quite well, because you'll have so many fights throughout the year. It's not as active as the amateurs. You'll probably have, depending on the duration of the fight, it might be 2, 3, 4 fights a year, so you can adapt a camp around that. But yeah, it's not easy. It's early get-ups, late nights.
Yeah, it's the times that my days seem to just roll.
Right.
You know, you're up at 5:30 in the morning to run before work. You're working 9 till 4, 9 till 5, and then you're in the gym at 4 till 6, and then you 4 till 7, and then you're home by 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then you've got to get your clothes dry and eat your food, and your alarm's set for 5:30 again in the next morning. So you hear a lot nowadays of people talking about balance and having a healthy work-life balance and all that sort of stuff when I give my assemblies and my keynote speeches and stuff, and you have to sacrifice that. There's no big balance whatsoever. People say to me, hey, do you have time for a social life? And I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
There's not really a social life. There's not a love life.
That'll come after.
Exactly.
After all your goals have been accomplished.
That will come after.
It will come after. That's what
boxing is a short career, and even if you're boxing until mid to late 30s, which is quite long for a boxer,
right?
It's still a short career. You've still got more than half of your life left to live, you know.
Exactly.
So the balance out the window, full steam ahead,
focused. I like him. He's focused. Katie, tell us a little bit about who you will be fighting. Chantel is her name?
Shelley.
Yes. I said Chantel. Sorry.
No.
Shelley.
Yeah.
The machine gun?
Yeah. So
yes,
she's
I remember the nickname.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me about Shelley. You've done your homework on Shelley, I'm sure. What can we expect from you and Shelley this Friday?
Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so a bit different from what Matt said with his opponent. We are two very different fighters.
Okay.
I always tend to be the taller opponent within my weight category, so I'm quite used to fighting people that are shorter than me. But I've watched Shelley. She's a good fighter, but I do think it kind of matches the title of the event, really. I think there will be a clash, but in this case, a clash of styles. But it will be whoever's got the stronger game plan and the stronger style on the night. So it's a fight I'm looking forward to, and I never underestimate an opponent. I always go in there thinking this is going to be a war. So it's one I'm really looking forward to. But with this fight as well, it's a 10-rounder, but we actually do 2-minute rounds. We don't do the 3, with it being female boxing. Right. So it's very, very quick. In a matter of like a blink of an eye, it's over compared to the 3 rounds that the guys have to do. So we have to be on it from the very start, and we got a really short amount of time. Like Matt said, he's got a 36-minute fight. Ours is 20 minutes.
Right.
Like we've got such a difference between the time that we have to be there from the very beginning and be non-stop in every single round. So, yeah, as you can probably tell from my voice, I'm very excited.
Very excited.
I am.
Yes, I can
and
tell.
I can't wait for Friday just to watch all the guys, but also to get in there myself and put on a good show before Christmas.
Is she the only female? Are you the only female on the card?
I believe so, yes.
2 of you? Okay.
Yeah.
Kate is also fighting for the Commonwealth silver title.
Yes.
So you come from sort of never having a Commonwealth title fight in the island's history before to having kind of 2 within the space of an hour or so, you know. So again, it's something to come out and support the occasion.
Of course. This is huge. It's huge to have something like this, of this magnitude on Ireland, and I hope people do appreciate it and come out and show support and watch some really, really good boxing.
And the Commonwealth is a big, big place,
yes,
you know.
It
which
is.
Obviously, I'm not here to give people a geography lesson, but you know, from Canada to Australia and India and Britain, and of course yourselves, and it's all corners of the globe. I think it's 1/3 of the world or something. Right. So they're huge titles to be fighting for, and we do it because we love it, but also because we're here to entertain people that are watching, and we'd much rather entertain spectators that are there than a bunch of seats. You know.
Thank you for the geography lesson. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And we're going to skip on over to Jaden here. Can you tell us a little bit about your opponent and tell the people of the Cayman Islands or Jamaica what they can expect from you this Friday?
My opponent, he's a bit taller than me, I heard. But I'm going in this fight with a game plan. You know, my coach, we work on the game plan in the gym, and I feel I'm very confident about this fight. You know, it's in my hometown, and it's been a while since I've performed in front of the people here, and I'm just excited, especially to perform on the same card as the professionals. You know, it's motivating. I want to steal the show. You know, it's their show, but I want to steal.
And that's good. I like that. I'm hearing that. The passion is there.
Yeah, you're trying to outperform them. So that's what.
And then maybe one day, you'll be on.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe one day.
You'll be fighting for a Commonwealth title.
Yeah. So true. It's a great event to showcase your talent, Jaden. Based on the results of this fight, do you think you would turn pro? Are you ready to turn pro? I'll have to talk to my coach, and we'll see what we do from this. But
it's always good to get experience in the amateurs. You know, we were looking at next year as the last year in amateurs, and then we move up the ranks. You know, it's good to have a good amateur background. It helps you in the professional, and it also helps you to get good you know, like sponsors, people to see you, and people to
Let me ask you, what has been the highlight of your boxing career so far?
Well, I've won two Caribbean championships, so I'm 2-time Caribbean gold medalist.
Yes, say it with you know, he's so quiet with it, you know.
Well,
that's amazing.
Yep, and
is it back to back?
No, because of COVID, we missed that one. Well, it's actually back to back.
Sort of, yeah. Because 2020 doesn't count.
Yeah. And my last fight was to qualify for the Olympic.
Right.
And you know, I fell short in that fight, but that didn't break me. You know, in the Pan Am Games in Chile.
Right.
So
you're coming back
again.
Yeah.
So this is my first
war
opponent.
This time.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it. I've seen you before. I've seen him in action before. He's amazing as well. He's amazing. He's a real veteran, real war. He's a warrior, I should say.
Yes.
He's a warrior. I love it. And you spoke about the training and what it will take to, you know, to be a pro. Tell us exactly what your schedules are like when it comes to training and preparing for a tournament of this magnitude.
Really, it's just more, more. So there won't be, everything won't change for him. He won't walk in on his first day of a pro training thinking everything's different. But everything's just more, you know. In the amateurs, they do 3 3s now as well. But previously there were 4 2s. Then you move into 3-minute rounds. It's from 2-minute rounds, and then you start to do 4-round fights. But then, depending on the success of the weight division you're in, you can move through the rounds very, very quickly. So I'm going into my 5th 12-round fight, but it's only my 14th professional fight. Whereas in other weight divisions, you can have guys that are 20-0. And they've never been past 6 rounds.
Right.
So it can be but it's more intense. We do something called bag and bar, where we punch the bag for a minute, jump the bar for the minute, punch the bag for a minute, and then swap. And you know, if you might be getting, I don't know, 30 reps when you're an amateur and you're doing 5 rounds, your coach then, when you're a pro and you're doing 12 rounds, is like, right, I don't want you to drop below 40. Or I don't want you to drop below 45, and you're doing that for 12 rounds instead, and you're hitting 50s, almost a jump a minute over a bar that's past my little waist. Do you know what I mean? So it's a high old bar for me to get over. So yeah, everything is just more intense. You've got to try and stay, you know, really quite disciplined with your diet at all times. Cut out all of these distractions, as we mentioned already. Ultimately, just enjoy it. That's all. That's the thing.
In speaking to them here, they're actually very hungry, and I'll
every sense of the word.
Sense of the word, and I'll let them explain that for you, all 3. I'll let them explain that for you. Katie, let's start with you and tell us, you know, why, what's happening, and because I know you guys have weigh-in on Thursday.
Yes, we do.
And you're not allowed to eat before.
Got to refrain from chocolate until Thursday.
Yeah, it's all the nice food basically that we have to refrain from. So we actually had our check weigh-in today. Okay. So we've kind of been focused on that point, because you can only be a certain percentage over what fight weight you need to be. But then Thursday we've obviously got the official weigh-in. But you just have to be really smart. I always say that for me, the nutritional side of things is actually more difficult than the training aspect, because it's like, I think me and Matt are both the same. We say we are foodies. We like those nice stuff, like the pizzas and the burgers. And
after fighting, that's what I love the most on this planet, obviously, other than my family.
and my sponsor is Pizza Boat, and their mouth.
We got so excited.
Dropped.
I love it.
That is my ritual as well. Pizza is my, every time I have a fight, get a pizza to me straight away and you'll be my best friend forever.
Yeah, I have a pizza after my fight as well.
That's.
I had Dennis Hobson, the promoter, sort me out for my British title fight.
Did you? He can do this for this one. Pizza Hut's around the corner.
Exactly. This is amazing, because it's funny you said that, because who did I have on my show? Robert Thompson Jr., the bodybuilder. That's his food too. After he eats, the power lifters. That's their
because
favorite food.
Our stomach shrink, of course.
Yes.
So with me, what I do is you have a pizza and you eat what you can, and then you've got an amazing breakfast as well. So it just doubles up. That's why it's good.
Great
you
meal.
know, you got it for your dinner,
Breakfast,
and then
lunch,
you've got it for breakfast. So I said I was the poet with punch, but I'm the poet with lunch.
Katie, what's your training routine like?
I kind of echo Matt, really, that when you're in a fight camp, you just step it up a level. So you're obviously training continuously throughout the year, but when you get that news that you've got that fight, you focus. You know who you're fighting. You get that game plan in ready. But for me, I think the difference was that I didn't come from an amateur boxing background. I came from a kickboxing background.
Oh, nice.
So it was very different. I think it took me probably
2
years to adjust to that boxing. But even my first few fights, I look back and I think I still look like a kickboxer then, but I've slowly moulded into that professional boxer now. So yeah, it was a big transition, but it's not easy work. It's really not.
We were talking before the show about how how looks can be so deceiving, because Katie does not look like a boxer. She looks like a model. She's very lovely. Do not let anyone touch that face in the room. All right, that's the goal.
These long arms help a little bit, I must say.
What got you into boxing? You said kickboxing you started with, right?
Yeah, so I started kickboxing when I was 11 and I'm 25 now. So I did it for a good 10 years. But it was actually my parents. So I was really sporty when I was in primary school and did running, swimming, every sport you could think of. And then when I transitioned into secondary, I just dropped everything and there wasn't really anything that I found a love for.
Okay.
And my dad was at work and he was speaking to his friends and they had daughters that were black belts in kickboxing, and obviously the more he spoke to them about it, he was like, it's great self-defense, it's great fitness, it's great to socialise as well. And I went to one class and I was hooked.
That was it.
And don't get me wrong, at the start it was all fitness, but when I did my first competition, I was actually sick in the ring. I was that worked up, that nervous. But ever since that point, it kind of became a bit more than a hobby. That was when the competitions came in.
Awesome. I love it. And then, Jaden, let's hear about your training routine leading up to this at the Performance Lab.
Well, as they said, it's always more, Boxing is like a religion, you're always training. It's not like you ever stop training.
Right.
You stop it just for like 2 days. So whenever a fight comes up, you just more intensity and, you get in your long run in the mornings, and you can do your strength training like months out. You don't want to do it too close to the fight. And so at the Performance Lab, we train every morning. Mm-hmm. Well, not really every morning, but 4 days of the week in the morning. Okay. And in the evenings, we spar on Saturday at the SIBA.
Right. Yeah. And
that's just it.
How's it been for you handling both, work and training?
Well, it's been 6 years doing it just like that. So it's like it's normal to me, like waking up in the morning, just as what Matt and Katie said. Mm-hmm. You wake up in the morning, you run, you go to work, you get back. So it's like I'm used to it. So if I take like a week off training, it's like I'm sick. I feel sick.
Yeah, I get it totally. And is pizza your cheat food as well?
I do like a little pizza.
All right, that's it. I'm not talking about food again, because I know
you just see us drooling over the side now.
I even make little healthy pizzas out of tortillas when I'm on my diet, which are amazing.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, awesome. Well, we have 3 minutes to go, so I would let each of you just say something, to encourage the people of the Cayman Islands to come out to this event. We'll start with you, Jaden.
Yep. Everyone, come out Friday night. It's going to be a lot of action.
Yeah.
So get your tickets and come out to see the pros and the amateurs.
Right. Tell them why they need to come out.
I think the main reason is that it is a phenomenal night out. No matter what boxing event you go to, it is phenomenal. And you can kind of hear from what we've all said, this is our lives. We work so hard for this, but it's not just because we love it, but like Matt was saying, we love to entertain as well. So even if you've never been to a boxing event before, this is the first show in 10 years, was it? It's I guess it's that once in a lifetime sort of thing for most people, that they may never have been to a boxing event before, and it might be a little while before they can go again. So definitely get your tickets in and just come and watch some back-to-back action, and it's a really, really good night out.
And Matt?
Yeah, echoing it, really be a part of history. This is something that hasn't happened before. Even the boxing itself in general hasn't happened for a long time. Katie will be the first female Commonwealth title fight that's going to be taking place in Cayman soil history, and mine will be the first Commonwealth title fight to take place in the island's history as well, and they can be there and get to spectate it and support it. They can support us, we entertain them, everybody eats pizza afterwards. So it's, you know what I mean, what more could you want? Just come out, make a night of it.
Yeah, thank you all so much for stopping by. I appreciate you, and all the best on Friday.
Thank you very much.
Wish you all the best in your fights. This is going to be an amazing event, Cayman Islands, so be sure to show up and show out at Clash in Cayman this Friday at the Lions Centre. Mark?
Yeah, this Friday at the Lions Centre. We need to get a pizza sponsor, don't we? Tickets are available at ticketsplus.ky or in person at Smoothie King or Animal House. Come out. It's going to be a fantastic
Come
night.
and have a pizza the action.
Yeah, pizza the action. I love it.
You can tell who's the poet, can't you?
I know, I can tell. Awesome. Thank you so much. Coming up next, we have the 3x3 basketball team. They'll be talking about their clash that they had in Puerto Rico. All right, so stay tuned.
I love Pizza Boat. It's yummy. It has my two favorite things combined, cheese and boats. Pizza Boat makes pizza way more fun.
Hop on board the Pizza Boat Express. Kids, now Pizza Boat makes pizza even more fun. Lunch or dinner, let Pizza Boat bring the fun. Pizza Boat, a Cayman twist to pizza, bringing fusion ingredients from all over the globe to give you locally inspired fresh pizzas all day, every day. Pizza Boat, now open in Queens Court on West Bay Road. Pick up or delivery 949-0000 or order online www.pizzaboat.ky.
I just earned 10 points for spending $1.
I just got $5 back on a single product.
Boy, the Hurley's app gives back. Big time.
Accumulating points faster than ever, Hurley's Max is a new one-of-a-kind rewards program brought to you by Hurley's Marketplace. Earn points to cash in a flash. And member-only coupons, birthday gifts, and free samples. Plus, there's members-only contests and partnerships with other businesses. Download the new Hurley's app to register or update your membership. Or visit Hurley's today. Maximize your advantage with Hurley's Max. Rewards that count.
Terms and conditions apply.
Join us on Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 a.m. on Radio Cayman for The Business Buzz. The Business Buzz is produced by Susan Watson and hosted by Anita Khan, who brings her own unique, enthusiastic, and engaging perspective to The Business Buzz. Tune in as we put a spotlight on a wide cross-section of businesses in the Cayman Islands. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 a.m. on Radio Cayman.
All right, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra, and we have another set of special guests in the studio, and we have Chloe Powery-Doxy, and we have, and I know you know that name, I'll let her talk about that,
Cornwall.
And then we have Vinay Cornwall in the studio with us. How are you ladies doing?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So you guys recently went on a fantastic trip to Puerto Rico to play 3-on-3 basketball, which was the first time we've ever done anything like that in Cayman.
Right.
Yeah, competing on the 3x3 level. You know, before the guys get here, let's share your views on, you know, what you thought of the process.
I'm thinking about all the beating we took. I I really am. Like, that's the first thing that came into my mind. I really wasn't expecting it to be so physical.
Right.
Like, I thought we were fighting.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very, very aggressive. Wasn't at all what we
It's
expected.
a totally different style of play, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's so fast paced. I would have preferred a 5-on-5
Yeah.
and a full court.
Yeah, it's so intense, and that 10 minutes is very, very intense.
Yeah, I definitely thought so as well. And, I wasn't aware of the way the referees officiate as well. So when I saw it, I was like, foul, ref.
Yeah, I was like, ref, what is happening? She is slapping me left, right, and center.
And then,
she's like, it's 3-on-3. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
excuse me.
Yeah, so they let a lot of contact slide. And you people were being floored. I saw people being floored and thrown out of the ring, like
elbow to the face.
Yeah, elbow to the face. And
I
all
mean,
that. And they were allowed to hand check as well. They were allowed to hand check as well. I saw that. So that was that could kind of throw you off a bit, especially as a guard.
Big time.
Because as a center, we're used to that. We're used to the hand on the hip or by the side. But as a guard, you're not.
No.
How did you deal with that?
I tried to not bring out the ignorant emotions and just play ball.
Yeah.
Get into my zone, find my teammates, and try to execute as best as possible under that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe I'm saying this, but once upon a time, not too long ago, we used to have the hand check.
Yes.
But now it's like you can't do anything. Like, what happened to the contact in this sport?
Right.
It made me better, tougher, and that's why I love training with the guys, because
Right.
it's like they're faster, they're taller, and you have to be more physical in
Right.
order to
And if
be
you can
able to
beat the guys,
maneuver.
yeah.
And able to maneuver those types of situations like that we went through
Right.
with all the physicality.
Right. And if you can play with guys, you can play with any woman.
Practically,
right?
yes.
Yeah, because of their strength. as well.
Exactly.
So that helps. It helps build your game.
I mean, there were a few girls that gave us a run for our money.
Yeah. There were a few girls that played like guys.
Absolutely.
They shocked me. The first thing I thought as a former player was, why didn't they have this when I was playing? I'm not saying we wouldn't get beat. That is a totally different ball game. But it is something, though, that you realize you have to prepare for. 3-on-3 is not just a regular thing. It's not like 5-on-5. It's totally different. Like you said, it's swift. It's very fast. It's very intense. Very physical. Yeah. So I know, Javene, what about you? What are your views on the physicality of it all as well?
No, we definitely went in blindsided. We didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So it was very physical, very intense.
Mhm.
You have to be a certain level of fit to be able to keep up with the pace. So it was a bit challenging for me, and
definitely all of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially me. But yeah,
Tell you, my pride hurt.
Your pride.
What?
but it was. But
I was like, no way did we just get beat like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't no way. Going home into gym on the court because the season's coming up. I hope you guys come out and watch that and cheer us on when that time comes. I think it's the
Yes.
end of January.
The end of January.
absolutely, but it also gives us time to actually prepare for the next one. You know, 'cause
Exactly.
we are looking forward to the next one. We did have a really good.
We
time.
had fun.
It
Yeah.
was, it
The
was
little
amazing.
San Juan, the old and
the
new,
tour,
right?
the
the little
tour.
piece that we saw was enough for us to want to go back.
But yeah, it was definitely. I stayed for the entire thing, and the competition-wise, it was amazing. It
Yeah.
was amazing to see that level of basketball. Not just and it's not even 5-on-5; it's 3-on-3, which is something we played back in the day, just to get warm.
Yeah.
right? On the street ball, right? That's basically what it was. Street ball. Just two referees standing there, really, in case the ball goes out of bounds. But
Pretty much.
but it was really street ball. But I was able to see the men's final, which was Puerto Rico versus, was it U.S.? Might have been the U.S.
Maybe. Or
Braz-
Canada?
or
I don't remember.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico versus Brazil. And the final for the women was U.S. versus Brazil. So Brazil got
Wow.
silver for both. That was amazing. The level of play for the men as well. What are your views on the men? Because I know you guys were out there to support the men.
I can't believe they lost that one game.
No, the game against
Yo.
St. Lucia, which Cayman lost by 1 point against St. Lucia, who is actually their number one team in the Caribbean for 3-3.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, congrats to them. Good job, St. Lucia.
Yeah. They almost lost though.
And now we have the guys
they're
coming in. Welcome.
Okay, they're
Que General.
Is Sammy late? Sammy's not here. Okay, all right. Well, Quay will speak on behalf of the men.
What up, Kat?
What's going on?
Come on closer to the mic. We're talking about the 3x3 basketball tournament, and we heard from the ladies and their views on the 3-on-3. What about you, and what about your views? It was your first time playing on that level, playing 3-on-3 at that level. What were your views?
It was exciting. It was a very nice experience. I think that we were able to see the level of competition that's out there in terms of 3-on-3, and have a good comparison of where Cayman is at and where Cayman needs to get to. The style of play is a little different. The physicality is different. The pace is different. So those are things that we're going to have to adjust going forward, and things that we're going to have to keep in mind in order to be successful.
Do you guys think that 3-on-3 is more beneficial than 5-on-5 for Cayman Islands, and why, if so?
All right, I have a biased opinion on this.
Go ahead.
I am a 5-on-5 guy. I like the game of basketball is played 5 players on each side.
Right.
This is what the NBA does. This is how we've always learned. And I like to run. I'm very active, so I like to get up and down.
Right.
However, I do see the benefit for the smaller countries,
yes,
that are not able to maybe produce as many athletes at the same time for 5-on-5. Because 5-on-5, you need a squad of 14.
Right.
You need 12 that you dress. You have 2 reserves, and then you need a coaching staff along with that.
And then you have to it takes a lot to get to the Olympics 5-on-5.
Oh, yeah,
because you have to face a lot of those Spanish-speaking countries as well.
Yeah, and you
very dominant in 5-on-5.
They're dominant in 5-on-5. Those guys, they play together, they communicate, they have camaraderie, all that kind of thing. So it's a little easier to create that with a 4-man team.
Yeah, I think it's the top 3 from the Caribbean go off to the CBC games, and then they face another competition, and it's like 2 more competitions before you get to the Olympics.
Yeah, because I think it's an AmeriCup, the same AmeriCup that we just played for. Excuse me. I think that organization does the tournament that comes right after CBC, and then from AmeriCup, I think you go to like the regional competition, and then from there it's just the Olympic qualifiers.
Awesome. Quay, did you know that St. Lucia was the top Caribbean team?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
you
my
didn't know that?
God.
Look at that.
We almost upset
Wax.
I know. The president called and he was like, "You guys almost upset us."
I
that was
wish
amazing.
You could have held that one till next year, because we were supposed to demolish them. Like they weren't supposed to really be competent. And this is no disrespect to them, because they were.
No, they were very
team,
good, but they were on your level as well.
Yeah.
I felt that they were on Cayman's level.
They were good.
What do you think happened in that game?
Just inexperience. Yeah. Inexperience, like I said, with the play style, the rules, the format, even the arena and the venue and stuff like that was a lot more
flooring too.
It was so distracting but beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I remember taking I remember taking my free throw and I'm just like, why can I see myself? This is so weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you watching yourself on the big screen as you play, and it was a makeshift floor, because originally I asked around. Originally it's a dance floor.
Yes.
That we were playing on, so they did what they needed to do to try to make it playable, but at the same time, it still had a lot of dead spots. It still had a lot of
bounce. So it's very bouncy as well.
Yeah. It had bouncy parts, but then it had some parts where it doesn't bounce at all. You bounce the ball and it doesn't come back to your hand. So, as I said, with the style of play of how things operate, I think that was something that we needed to adjust to. I think we got a little overconfident with St. Lucia as well.
Yes.
And we thought that the shots were falling early. We were playing good, and we thought that they were just going to keep falling, and we thought that they were defeated, and they fought back.
Yeah. Someone said to me, and I think it was the technical director, he said that 3-on-3 is a science. It's totally different from 5-on-5, where you can go in and play 5-on-5. 3-on-3 is very different. Set screen and roll all day, which is what I saw in the final against USA and Brazil in the women. Screen and roll all day, and it was an art in how they did it. And I started and I looked and I said, "Oh."
The poetry you found.
Yeah,
it's nice.
It's like,
right?
that's how you do it. That's how you win.
Yeah.
Not just it's not just the skill. It's of course you need the strength, because I thought that was very important. We need a big. We need a big. As tall as we think Shad was, 6'8".
Yeah.
Those guys were like 6'10", 6'11".
And this
huge.
I gave a lot of praise to them. Even during the moment where we just had shot blockers. Like, they had a lot of guys that were a lot taller physically and stuff like that. They had guys that were stronger, but our athleticism took us way further than we could even imagine.
They thought.
Yeah. Than they thought.
Yeah. Okay. So how would you compare this tournament to the Island Games that you guys recently competed in over the summer?
Way more flashy.
This
tournament was more flashy. This tournament had a lot more showmanship. It had a lot more, I guess.
Are you talking about the big screens, or are you talking about the play itself?
No, all of it. All of it. This had a lot more entertainment.
Okay.
Attached to it.
I agree.
Where the way that the venue is set up, the way that the rules are played, where they really let us go after it. There wasn't a lot of whistle blowing. There wasn't a lot of adjustments or anything like that. It was more so listen, play, get the ball in the bucket. If you win, if you got the more points at the end of the buzzer, at the end of the time, then you win.
Yeah.
With Island Games, they tried to structure it as best as they could, but Island Games is more so of a community aspect.
Right.
We're trying to bring all the small islands together, and we're coming together, and we're finding common ground through sport. Whereas this, we are playing to try to get somewhere.
Yeah.
So we friends, and you could do all the handshaking and stuff like that too. But I'm trying to bust your behind so I can get on to the next stage, and I may never see you again. I may never see you again. Where Island Games, we playing against guys that I done played against for like 3-4 tournaments already.
So you know their style of play. Yeah, most definitely. And once or twice they'll bring a pro in. They'll drop a pro in on.
Yeah, they try. They try.
They try.
What about you, ladies? What are your views on the Island Games and style of play versus what you experienced in Puerto Rico?
I think Quay said it all, to be honest. There was a lot of entertainment. There was a lot of good music. I could just feel the essence of Puerto Rico while I was there. I was excited to just be surrounded by these ladies and trying to work our way and develop our game aspect based on the 3-on-3. So, yeah.
Vinay? Because this was your first time at the Island Games as well.
Oh, no.
Second.
This is my second
Yes,
time.
you went. I remember when you guys went, yeah.
Yeah. With regards to like the level of play, it was definitely a lot more intense than the Island Games. Obviously, with the 5-on-5, it's a lot different. You have you can control the pace of the game.
Yes. In 5-on-5,
yeah. In 5-on-5 versus in 3-on-3, it's just constant, ongoing. Like if you don't have the fitness to keep up, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a completely different experience. Obviously, when we're at the Island Games, we're playing with a lot of people that are also at our level.
Yes.
Versus in 3v3, you have more exposure to people of a higher caliber.
Level. Yeah, definitely. What do you all think needs to be done now that you've experienced this? Now that you're back home, what's next?
Lord have mercy.
Bring back
Whoever
the contact.
Can hear me. That has...
Well, 5-on-5 rules will not change.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with me. I spoke to the president about it. It's that you have to now adjust, because when you play in the regular season league, the rules are going to be for 5-on-5. How do you adjust now to 3-on-3? And he said having more 3-on-3 leagues.
Okay.
And the referees are going to have to adjust to that as well.
For who, and this stands for both 3-on-3 and 5-on-5. For whoever needs to hear it, the powers that be, do not wait. Do not wait. Do not sit there and rest and say, okay, well, let's prepare for next year. There are more competitions that we can compete in
every two
between
months. It's a competition.
That's a big thing, especially for Cayman. We feel like after competition is done, then we're just supposed to sit down and do nothing until the next one.
Yeah,
right.
This is an ongoing thing. Like we should constantly be training as a team. We should constantly be getting in competition.
Or working individually as well.
Yeah, I mean, and all of it. Working individually, working as a team, but working as an organization as well to put us in the position to go out there and get the exposure, get the experience and the opportunity.
Yep, and you got it. You got it this time around.
And now that we have the exposure, we need to build on it.
Build on that.
Yeah. This is a call to invest in the young Caymanians and those who have dreams to fulfill in sports.
Yeah, definitely.
Please listen.
I think there's an under 21 3-on-3 coming up.
There's an
Sweden?
under 21. There's an under 17.
Yeah.
And I think there might be an under 23, but I'm not sure about the under 23. But the
I
other
think
two,
there is an
sure.
under 23, but I don't think Cayman is participating in that.
Okay.
I think we do the under 21.
Okay.
Because of the age gap.
Yeah, which is fine. Fine. But and that just goes to notion that we have a lot of players. And I got to experience that for myself firsthand with the last 3-on-3 tournament that was held in Cayman. It was more community based, but a lot of players came out. This was the men's day tournament.
Yes, that was amazing.
That's one of the. I've competed in that tournament at least 3 years in a row. I've run it twice. You know, just make sure everybody know. But that was a big turnout, and I was very impressed by the talent.
I thought it was
level
like
that I saw.
16, 17 teams.
Yeah, something. It was crazy.
Something like that.
It was
That's a lot.
It was a long day.
And the girls are struggling to get players out.
What? We were
You
trying to
know,
like. So you play with
well,
us.
it was
and then
International
it's
Men's
not-
Day, so that one was just catered to only men, I think. So
yeah,
that's
that was
fine.
that one was for the guys, but ladies as well. Everybody. There's a lot of talent in Cayman.
A lot.
And that's something that we've always been able to produce as talent, but we need to put them in the right places.
I'll tell you what concerns me with 3-on-3, and it's the contact. Like, can we handle that?
I think we can. I think it would make us better.
You hear her, and did you see her face when she was playing?
That's because she wasn't expecting it.
It was amazing to see. But I was like, why hasn't Chloe knocked this girl out yet?
I was this close, but I was thinking like, who are you now, Chloe? You can't do this.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it.
Contain it. But listen, that is part of the game.
Yeah.
That's part of the growth of the game. Everybody knows originally I'm from New York, and I've traveled and played up and down the U.S. and I reside in Cayman now and stuff like that. So I've seen both sides of the spectrum, and it's one thing about basketball is that it's a universal sport where if you can play, you can play. Now you may have to adjust certain things, and in terms of our trip, we had to adjust our physicality to say, okay, not only are we going to be hit, but we have to know that yes, we can hit them as well. And once that starts to sink in, it gets a little better.
Which leads to my next question for all of you. How long did it take you to adjust to the fact that you can hit also?
After game one.
After game one?
No, I think maybe
after
like
game
a little
two.
bit in the middle of game one.
In the middle of game
one, yeah, the first shot, they threw Davy out of bounds. And the ref looked at him like, what are you looking at me? I was like, oh, no.
What do you want me to do?
Hey, listen, you better push back, otherwise you're going to take your lunch money. So
Yeah, no, literally, I couldn't believe it. The ref went, it's 3-on-3.
Colombia was like in our mouth holes.
In your faces, yeah. They were in your faces. I saw that. And I was like, are they allowed to do that? The thing about that is you still have your space. You're still allowed your space as a player.
They didn't get that memo?
No, well, we didn't give them the memo that you ain't allowed in my space. Because one elbow, they wouldn't come back.
No, it was definitely like what Coach Corey was saying. Demand
one elbow.
your space,
and it's legal to clear. And if you get hit, that's your fault because you're in my space. You're in my cylinder. You're supposed to give me my space as the person with the ball.
And that's a key aspect of the game, and this kind of showed my age a little bit, but I think with the younger guys that are coming up, and just the younger generation that's coming up, I've seen a lot of things in the internet and seen it in person where I don't want to disrespect anybody by calling them the wrong adjective, but I think that the game now has tried to veer so much toward finesse and I guess you could say skill work that it forgot about the physicality. And I see that a lot in the 5-on-5 aspect, whereas in the 3-on-3, this is a very much old school style of play.
That's what we were saying. It's like back in the day when we warm up playing 3-on-3. It was like street ball.
Right.
Yeah. Basically, that's what it was. Street ball.
Right.
Yeah.
And that aspect, because of that aspect, it made me kind of clicked to me, and I started to really observe and look around, and I noticed that the players that I'm playing against, now granted, I'm 34. I don't really consider myself to be an old guy, but I know I'm playing against.
The guys that you're playing against were way younger.
They were way younger, but then we had a lot of guys that were older.
Yeah,
we had a lot of guys that are in their late 30s.
Did you know that for a fact, or you just looked at them and thought?
No, looking it up.
You looked up. Okay.
Everything.
Awesome.
We had a lot of guys because in this competition, and this is why it's such a unique aspect to it. In this competition, 3-on-3, you don't have to run up and down the court. It's a 10-minute game span. So we were playing against a lot of ex-pro, ex-college, ex-national team players that may not be active now, but they were active and were proficient when they were in their prime.
And do you realize
there were
that
a few
they really
pro
are
players as well?
Yeah, there were some pro players, but not one country sent their greatest players.
No.
And America didn't even send their pros.
No.
They're not going to play with that contact. That kind of that level of contact, they're not going to play for, especially in the NBA.
Yeah.
They've been babying them for years.
But this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. So for them to come into that league now and get injured or get hurt, they're not going to.
They're not going to have it. But this
chance.
is the point that I was trying to bring home, is that this is why 3-on-3 is such a good aspect and such a good. And I was definitely on the fence as far as whether it'd be good for the game or not. But I think it is good because they left that physicality part into it. For the guys that do get the experience of playing into it, they get to understand what it's like to have to persevere. What it's like, just like how you was explaining with Chloe, like, oh, you didn't understand how she ain't knocked the girl out, because that's how you have to keep your mental. You have 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes to get 21 points or more points than the other squad. You don't really have time to get upset.
Yeah.
You don't really have time to show
you don't, huh?
that
you don't.
kind
you
of
don't.
the game goes by so quick.
It's like, how am I gonna get this girl off me without killing her or hurting her in any way, because that's not good sportsmanlike conduct. And I'm thinking about this on my head. Anyway,
you have to keep all of these things in mind, yet you still have to get to your goal. So I think that that's a really unique aspect to the game, and I think it's going to be real beneficial for the future.
How do we develop our centers now for this? Based on our experience there in Puerto Rico, you saw centers that were like 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah, please tell me, because I'm going to need to put in some work.
Easiest way, I know a lot of people are going to hate it. Poor things. Yo, forget about the jump shot. Forget about it a little bit. Forget about it.
No, but that's what 5-on-5 is encouraging, right? 5-on-5 is moving away from the respect of a center.
Yep.
3-on-3 now encourages the centers. And I love, that's the part of the game that I love, because we're centers.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes,
bring
it back.
Time to shine.
Time to shine. Screen roll, here I am.
Yes,
right?
It's good, because that's a lost art in the game right now, and it's
screen and roll.
Down.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, and it's so true. Screen and roll is a very lost art in the game. It's the most beautiful thing to see. I remember in my college days, the very first game we played, a team defeated us. We lost to screen and rolls. Nothing but screen and rolls.
Wow.
It's a short team. They were shorter than us. Quick screen roll every single second. Screen roll. Every play was that. And I was not used to that coming from the Cayman Islands. I knew about it because coach taught us screen and roll, but it wasn't something that we did all the time. It was not something that we practiced. So that was like a shell shock. You run into that. You're like, what do you do? How do you defend that? But that's what 3-on-3 is basically, and that's what it should be. After you screen, if you roll and you don't get that ball, shoot out to the 3-point line for that pass.
Clear out. You got to
clear out. Yeah, and that's how St. Lucia beat you guys actually.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say that we kind of fell back into like a little bit of a one-on-one matchup, a lot in that first game, and it's not that. How do I say it? Because we were winning the one-on-one matchups at first. But then as fatigue sets in, as confidence kind of sets in and kind of overcomes the fear of you losing, that's where they found their window to come back on us. Because first off, you're playing twos and ones to 21, so that's a very difficult aspect as well. Because if you give up a 2-pointer, essentially they're doubling your score, and that's what happened to us. They hit 2 twos, they hit one good shot. Before you know it, now the game is tied up.
Yes.
So
I felt like we were trying very hard to shoot a lot of threes, and most of them weren't
we wanted
falling.
to end it quick. We were exhausted.
You were exhausted. I mean, when you're tired, that's what you do, right? You rely on the threes, but they weren't falling.
Yeah.
And Ecuador was very different. You guys couldn't get inside, period.
Yeah.
That dude was huge.
Yeah, we couldn't get inside. They were strong. And then we had to, again, we tried to rely on the one-on-one ball. We tried to rely on the individual ball. And 3-on-3, that is just not going to work unless you Kyrie.
And for the ladies, you guys had the opportunity to play against Jamaica. What was that like? On the outside, they looked similar to Cayman. Just a lot bigger and stronger, but they were very unorthodox, I found. what are your views on the playing against Jamaica? That was the very last game. How did you do against Jamaica? 20. I'm not going to say that score. Yeah.
Thank you for the mercy.
Fair enough.
That was rough.
I just looked down at it. But you know what?
I have to answer now?
Fatigue played a huge role in that game.
Yeah.
I think after taking a beating, that threw a lot of.
Yeah.
We played 3 games.
That was the third game of the day. Yeah. That was
You guys had 2 games. They had 3. And I think that was the third game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. But
they were
also,
stronger than all the other ladies that y'all played.
Well,
I wouldn't necessarily say stronger. I just feel like they executed and we didn't.
Yeah, I say stronger because they were bigger and they were taller and bigger.
I was really impressed with Colombia.
Yeah.
They had this one
That
incident
one
where they had this really nice play. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, guys, we just getting licked like this and finessed, and they have the poetry right in front of us. Just wow.
Yeah. And how do you conquer that? Yeah.
Exactly. Like, what are you supposed to do? We're like chickens looking for our head, where the ball is, so where how we get this ball into the hoop, how we gonna combat them being up in our faces 24/7. How we gonna get this respect? Like, I got my licks in and got my little bucket, but we gotta do this together and set those screens and you know.
And it's not going to take a regular like 5-on-5 practice. It's strategically based on 3-on-3 that you guys have to get going on. Yeah. So from my perspective looking on, I'm so happy that the Cayman Islands Basketball Association sent 2 teams to represent and get that exposure. It may, because you guys were in it, it may have been embarrassing because of the scores. But I felt it was an amazing experience, and I hope that we continue to push forward with this sport, with the 3-on-3 aspect of basketball.
Of course,
Because
of course.
Just that taste of it alone, I don't know, but it made me hungry. I wanted to get back in shape and go.
Yeah,
I wanted to compete.
Yeah, it was worth it.
I was sitting down there. I'm like, oh my goodness, Vinay, I'll take Vinay. I'll take Vinay.
And that's good. That's what it's supposed to inspire.
So and I'm happy you guys got that exposure, got that experience, because sometimes we think that we're so great here. But when you go out there and you face that kind of competition, it's very different from college basketball as well.
Yeah.
Kaylin O'Connor,
yes,
she was telling me after the games too, it's very different from college basketball. I said, yeah, you can send your top college player to play in this league and they wouldn't hold up. It's a different science.
Different aspect of the game.
And
definitely a lot of praise to the ladies too.
And very aggressive as well.
Yeah, for those 2 ladies, Kaylin and Leandra, to come.
They
from
traveled
school.
across the world.
They traveled from school across the world to get over there, play to the best of their ability, and put out the effort that they did. You ladies as well, y'all. I mean, the fact that y'all was all able to come together in that short amount of time is very impressive. So
I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, because we didn't even get to practice.
Yeah, we didn't get to practice or anything.
You couldn't get a court.
So I was impressed. All right. Despite those scores, we did well.
Yeah,
I
thought you did very well for your first time, both men and women. And like Quay said, the practice is difficult when you don't have a facility, you don't have a home to play on, and that's something that we definitely need to work on.
We need a space for
it's so many
all
different
of us.
it's so many
that's
different
not like
national
you
teams.
gotta talk to this person to get you, like, where's the real recreational space that we can use to like help foster our dreams.
I don't think people realize how difficult it is to get a space to practice. But I also want people, like players themselves, to realize you don't have to depend on indoor facilities as well. You can work outside as well. That's where that's what we grew up
that's
on.
what we grew up on.
That's what we grew up playing outside at Cox Court.
Truman Garden.
Yeah. So
John Gray.
Yeah.
I know.
Don't be too spoiled now that we have indoor. You can work outside as well.
The tournament, the 3B3 tournament, ended up being outdoors.
Yeah,
it is outdoors. Yeah.
On a dance floor.
On a dance floor.
And I know the guys. I think we definitely tried our best leading up to it, because we would, even if whether it be individually or coming out as a group, we would try to just get to any court that we possibly could. I think it just calls for more. It just calls for more practice facilities, practice times. Players being able to lobby some of their time to practice.
Commitment, definitely.
Yeah, the commitment and just the competition. As I said, just whoever is listening as far as making the decisions on where we go next, how we do things, just don't wait as much as you possibly can. Don't wait. Don't think about next year and da da da. No, there's competitions that are coming up. There's
every 3 months.
Every 3 months, and luckily, because it's fitting like that, it fits into the space where there should be pretty much basketball all year round. At this point in time, especially because we live in the Caribbean where we don't have to deal with winter months and stuff like that. The opportunity is there for us to create competitions or go to competitions where we can compete and gain experience.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. It's good to have you all on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. That's it. That'll do it for tonight's edition of Sports Extra. Of course, Sports Extra is about giving you the latest information on sporting activities here in the Cayman Islands. If you would like the opportunity to be a part of our show, please feel free to email me at sportsextracayman@gmail.com. You can also tune in to Radio Cayman Sports Extra social media pages to keep up to date. We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube. That's right, we're live. Did you know? Did you know? Did you know?
I didn't know,
And you look beautiful. All right. And thank you so much to our sponsor, Pizza Boat, for coming on board. I'm Dionne Anglin. Thank you guys again.
The Ministry
Good night
of
and God
Education
bless.
invites all Caymanians to apply for its overseas scholarship for the 2024-2025 academic year. To apply for an overseas scholarship or learn more about the various scholarship offerings, please visit the Scholarship Secretariat Unit's online scholarship application portal at www.moescholarships.gov.ky. Applications close on Wednesday, 31st of January, 2024.
Sponsored by Pizza Boat. Now open in Queens Court on West Bay Road. Pick up or delivery. Call 949,000 or order online at www.pizzaboat.ky.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook at Radio Cayman Sports Extra.
You know, as a coach, I thoroughly agree. The athlete has just qualified for the World Championship on the biggest stage in the bar.
The guys have we've been training for the last 5 months now, so they're in the real highest spirit that they could do well.
It was really infectious. I mean, for a 4-day meet with 2 sessions each day, that's pretty exhausting. And these kids were just rocking for the whole weekend.
Keyman, this is Silver Fox. Here is that time of the year again, celebrating the birth of our Savior with family, food, and friends. We are blessed with the peace and tranquility that the beautiful Cayman Islands offer. Merry Christmas from